breaking news, we talk about Star Wars. Yep, surprise, surprise. LEGO did blindside us with a bunch of new sets, and we talk about LEGO's continued efforts towards the F1 partnership. All that and more on this week's breaking news. Today's sponsor is me and my Rubricable page, where you can find some of my latest LEGO designs, where I've made some instructions so you can have some really cool creations by Back to Brick. It's over on Rubricable/Back to Brick. There's some fun new builds that I've done, such as a MIDI-scale U-Wing, the Acclimator and Home 1 displays changed, where we've got some minifigures as well as battle scenes. Display stands for the Marvel Studios minifigure collection series, and a bunch of others, including Brickheads and a mini RMS Titanic, which I'm very proud of. So please go check that out over on Rubricable, where you can have some fun new designs and instructions by me and add them to your collection in your home.
Breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to
news.
Back to Brick. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow AFOs about their LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO's been up to for the past week. Thank you for tuning in, and as I always say, make sure to subscribe to the podcast as well as the YouTube channel to keep up to date on all the latest LEGO news and some of the fun designs and builds that I've done. As you heard in the ad here, I've done some really fun designs over Rubricable, and I'd love if you stop by. If you want to be a huge supporter of the podcast, you can go over to my Patreon page and become a LEGO stud or patron of the Back to Brick brand. You get the podcast early, there's free instructions, and just a fun community that's being built over there. Now for some admin, it's been a busy time. It was May 1st this week, which means Star Wars was big on the brain, as well as a lot of sets were revealed or released. It's just too much to keep up with, but I'm going to do my best here so that you can keep up with it as well. Other than that, just continue to do some test building for some mocks and commissions that I've done, and also continue on my own builds, as I have so many ideas that I just need to put them down in the LEGO. And after the breaking news, we'll do our set reviews. This week's set is 75416 Chopper, the C-110P, Astromech Droid, which just came out. And our mock review is the TIE Avenger by Edge of Bricks. And that's from our latest episodes of Andor, the TV show. So I'm going to be excited to talk about those. So stick around after the news. All right, let's get into this week's first breaking news story. LEGO's venturing into the book nook world, which has become super popular because books have become even bigger, as Barnes & Noble actually is bringing back almost like 50 stores, which is crazy to think because you think physical media is dead, but it's more alive than ever. Now, this one is the Icon's Sherlock Holmes book nook. It's coming out on June 1st at 1,359 pieces, and it'll cost $130. And it's got, of course, some great little dioramas. It can be expanded so it looks like a kind of a display piece, but you can fold it and put it in. There's like a book nook, a slip to it. It, of course, will come on Baker Street with Sherlock Holmes 221B, Baker Street apartment, and a couple other fun little stores. And there's some little tricks and hints through there because, well, it's Sherlock Holmes. You got to have some secrets to it. It's going to come with Sherlock, Dr. Watson, Erin Alder, and Professor Moriarty and Page. So I'm excited to see this. The book nooks, I think, are a great idea, and especially because LEGO and literature and all that have just come more and more integrated together. Yeah, super cool. Love that they're doing Sherlock because that's a great book series and definitely a fun way to really jump into the book community. LEGOLAND Florida is getting ready for the Global LEGO Festival. As we talked about a couple weeks ago, in the summer they're going to be doing these fun little festivals with different play zones, so focusing on music, dance, creativity, so much more. And so, of course, they've got to have some fun new characters, and they've now introduced Adventure Peely, a banana-ish Fortnite minifigure. If you don't play Fortnite, he just looks like a giant banana, but he does wear pants, and he's going to be the DJ. He's going to be a featured DJ on a Good Vibes dance party. If you love to build, with LEGO, every zone will have something, and it's all customized to the zone as well. This includes adding to a build and bloom flower wall in the chill out zone, where preschoolers may also encounter the Hopsy character. So festivals are cool. I think that integrating their newest lineup, such as Fortnite, into this is a fun way to get the kids interested. They're going to know exactly who Adventure Peely is. LEGO has been high on the market train globally for quite some time now, but they want to have some localized things, and right now they just put out a pitch for a PR briefing for the UK and Ireland. That means that they're trying to figure out ways to really integrate the community more there and promote the products. And so this is the first time they've done so in 8 years, and it means that they are really encouraged to do this, as we see that they're also building a new facility there in London, the continued expansion of Lego. Lego May the 4th is live. That means that there are quite a few Lego sets that we've talked about as of last week. For May the 1st, we've got Jango Fett's Starship, Jango Fett's helmet, Kylo Ren's helmet, Kylo Ren's command shuttle, the Star Wars logo, brickheads from Friends of the Sith, Skywalker, brickheads, the U-Wing, and Chopper. Now, I want you to be surprised and not surprised that was all from memory, because I've talked about it so much this week. But there's also 2 times insiders points for quite a few sets. Clone Commander Cody, Ghost and Phantom 2, R2-D2, Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator, the Dark Falcon, Jedi Bob's Starfighter, Imperial Star Destroyer, and so many others. I can't go through the list, otherwise it'll be a very long podcast. But then there's the 4 times insiders points for 3 sets. The UCS X-Wing Starfighter, the UCS Venator Class Republic Attack Cruiser, and the TIE Fighter and X-Wing mashup from Rebuild the Galaxy. So that's fun to continue to get those if you don't have them. And then they even have the Razor Crest on sale at 20% off. So if you haven't gotten the Razor Crest yet, this is a good deal. Likely to see more deals like this, as they're probably going to be winding down and retiring it here soon. And not only the insiders points, a lot of things are already going on back order, so you can go online and probably get those, because there's of course the gift with purchase, as well as the insiders reward center rewards that you want to get. And who knows, those might not sell out, but they might. But it's probably better to get on top of that instead of just waiting, because who knows, they might sell out. LEGO's revealed some new Fortnite sets. Available on June 1st, we're going to get LEGO Fortnite Peely and Sparkplugs Camp, which is $20, the Durburger Restaurant, which is $60, and Klombo, which is $100, which is a giant 6-legged creature. But the biggest one they're coming out with that's already on pre-order, that'll come out on August 1st, is the Mecha Team Leader at 2,503 pieces at $230. So that's a continued expansion on their Fortnite franchise, and they are excellent builds. I think they've gotten some designers from at least the mech side from Ninjago, because they are built so well. So look out for those, and Fortnite fans, for them to come out soon. Alabama is getting its first Lego store. It's opening up in Huntsville, and it'll be open on May 9th. So if you want to go and celebrate from May 9th to the 11th, they're doing some opening events. So there's definitely going to be sets and different things that you can get. And being a continued expansion of Lego stores across the United States and around the world, it's always fun to go to these. The Fantastic Four First Steps Lego set was leaked. Now, it comes with a couple minifigures, all 4 of our Fantastic Four, and then Galactus. It's the first time we're seeing a large-scale version of Galactus, because they've not really shown much in the trailers, so we get to see a little bit more detail to it here. There is some disappointment, though, because there isn't really any... When you're playing the game for Fantastic Four, we see the Thing is like one of those Hulk-sized figures, and this one's just like the Hulk hands and a larger head to him on a standard minifigure scale, so that's kind of odd. I don't know why they did that. And then for Reed Richards and his stretching ability, they didn't really stretch him very much, meaning they didn't at all. It's just a minifigure with legs that you can build on top of it, similar to what I'd say from... Lord Business way back in the Lego movie days. But it is interesting to see it. It is the only set we're likely to see from the Fantastic Four, which I wish we would have got their vehicle. Somebody will probably build it from the images, and then you can put all 4 of your characters in there and fight off Galactus, or try to at least. LEGO is planning something big for Formula One Miami. The Grand Prix will be coming this weekend, so on May 4th, expect something big. And they get the Miami like pink and turquoise colorings to it. They'll be bringing their booth that they've been talking about and their different sponsorship and partnership with F1. So likely to see, I don't know if they've done it yet for an official race, so this might be their first one. And especially in the United States, we're going to see people who are in the Miami area or can get down there, live in Orlando, to check this out. It's way too expensive to go down there during the race time, but it is really cool. And I hope that we see something that... maybe not exclusive, but has some really fun features to it when you are able to attend these really fun F1 races. Not only were the Star Wars sets available for May the 1st, but we had a botanical set. The Petite Sunny Bouquet was available. It's $30 with a couple small little baby bells, a tulip, and some pink sunflower, I think it was. And then the Avengers Endgame Final Battle, which is $100 worth absolutely nothing. It looks terrible, but the minifigures, if you want to collect those, which I don't think there are any exclusives, so I don't really understand that one. And then the Lego collectible minifigures, or F1 car series, which I think is kind of dumb as well, at $5 for a little designer helmet piece to it. I'd rather have a collectible minifigure, but those are available if you are interested. The LEGO Group is continuing to build sustainability practices. Right now, they've released that they successfully reduced global water consumption each year since 2022. In 2024, they consumed 753,711 meters squared. While all LEGO factories are able to reduce their water, the overall process within the company has made strides towards a global reduction of 56,000 compared to 2023. That means that's all right. For context, the reduction in freshwater usage was 85,000, which is about 34 Olympic-sized swimming pools reduction, and they're going to continue to reduce this. 88% of the water is used for cooling towers in the factory primarily, so if they find other ways to cool it, that would be another reduction, or a recycling of the water system so they don't have to continue to get new ones. Not really sure what that process will look like, but that's why I'm not a thermal engineer. But continuing that reduction and stride towards their sustainability goals is always a encouraging thing for any company, and especially LEGO. The Entertainer is actually giving away a LEGO set for May the 4th. During this time on Saturday the 3rd, the UK is inviting people to come to their store and build a free mini or MIDI U-wing ship. It used to be I think it is a poly bag that they're handing out. And also there's some other sets that are reduced to 25%, such as the ARC 175, Star Wars Ambush on Mandalore Battle construction set. So you can head over to the Entertainer, which is a store in the UK that we don't have in the United States, and I don't actually know where else, to get a fun little build and some of those discounts for Star Wars. Building with LEGO is helpful for everybody, but it seems to be extremely helpful for U.S. veterans with Parkinson's. They've really showed that LEGO has become therapeutic and meditative for these veterans. They said the one thing I hear again and again is that they like this because it's hard. Kaplan said of the group's efforts right now building an outdoor recreation scene with Legos. Building a set of creating a new scene gives a sense of accomplishment that Parkinson's disease can rob of them in other areas of their life. It's not only good for their motor skills, but it keeps people engaged and social. It's really special to see. I love to hear these kinds of stories and understand that there's a way for people to engage, even with disabilities, as LEGO is supposed to be inclusive for everyone, to enjoy LEGO and using it as a therapeutic way. Someone said, it's awesome that I found something that brings me joy, something to do safely, something to look forward to, and a sense of fulfillment. A session building with LEGO allows me to talk with others with similar disabilities that share the same interests versus watching TV 24/7. Truly incredible, and I hope that these studies continue to expand towards other veterans and with Parkinson's disabilities around the globe. LEGO Super Mario sets for summer 2025 have been revealed. Let's walk through some of them, as they're primarily for Mario Kart, but there are some other fun, interesting ones as well. Wario and King Boo, it's a 512-piece set. So you've got Wario in his classic style car with a sail on top, chasing down Boo, and it looks like a bear-style car. Bowser's Castle was 1,068 pieces. It's got Bowser against Yoshi, and it's got a backdrop of a part of the castle. Captain Toad's Camp, it's 159 pieces, and it's just got little Toad actually with a little looks like flashlight or headlight that's going into kind of the underground area. Party at Yoshi's House, 276 pieces, and it's got Yoshi's small house with a couple of little Yoshi characters, and they're dancing with a little record player. And the Prince Florina and Castle Bowser, 1,251 pieces. I don't know who Florina is, but there's a little pink Yoshi. I guess that's it. And the Bowser is like this floating head of Bowser in green, and it looks like it's well designed. Very interesting creation to have some of this. I don't know if I think this is part of just like your expansion on your play set area. And then the interactive Lego Mario and standard car. So you get a Digi Mario in a standard Mario Kart, kind of playing around with, looks like there's different scanning points and you can race them around. It is not remote control yet, so maybe we'll get that, maybe we won't. Lego Jurassic World is turning 10 years old. That means we're getting some dinosaurs. And the sets will be released for Jurassic World Rebirth on June 1st, just prior to the July 6th release of the movie. And it's really been a long history of Lego and dinosaurs. As the Adventures had some, they had some buildable dinosaur, like small builds, the Dino Attack series. But this is the Jurassic World has been around, I guess, 10 years. That just makes me feel old because I remember the first movie. More dinosaurs, the better, I think, as we enjoy those kind of creatures, and especially the specialty molds for people that want to integrate them into different builds as well. Workers at the Museum of Natural History in Nova Scotia have built a fun mobility support for a local turtle. Unfortunately, he had a missing front right foot and it's caused his shell to drag when he walked. So they decided to help him out by building a little strap that has some Lego wheels on the underside of it. It gives him the mobility he needs to enjoy the museum, as well, everyone should have the ability to enjoy a museum. This gives him the mobility to do so. Because one leg is essentially shorter than the others, they said, we found that it was kind of clunky on his shell. There was some wear on the shell, and we didn't want it to get worse, so he needed something to lift him up. And using Lego and a couple wheels, it seems like a pretty easy solution for that. Lego Animal Crossing sets have also been revealed. Animal Crossing Creative Houses Seasons of Fun. It's 814 pieces, and it comes with two small houses to it. One is pink and the other like an orangey color, and different trees of the different seasons: winter, fall, spring. Animal Crossing Blather's Museum Collection, 543 pieces, and it has the museum with Blather to it, and there's a little dinosaur skeleton that you can build in a little fishing area, and the Goldie's Cozy House at 149 pieces. So it's just a classic little house with a single door and two windows, little mailbox, and a picnic table, which is very much just the iconic original thing that you have once you get into the game. Personally, all of these are kind of crap because the Animal Crossing series has been such a disappointment personally, because it just doesn't have enough detail. I think they were not hitting the completely right market. I think they're like an integral part, but it became super popular as us as kids, and then in 2020 when they re-released or created the new game, and they could have done a little bit better on some of these. LEGO has revealed a new buildable character from the Stitch movie, Angel. Angel is 784 pieces and will retail for $65 and be released on June 1st. This is Experiment 624 because Stitch is Experiment 626, and this is his little love interest. And instead of blue, it's she's pink with a little bow on top of her head, or you can put little hearts, and she has antennas that kind of stretch out longer than Stitch does. But this is a great personal companion for the Stitch build for the movie coming out here, I believe, in June. Another Lego Disney set that is coming out based on a movie is the 101 Dalmatians build. And it looks similar to what we saw in Simba from The Lion King. It's $150 at 1,722 pieces and released on June 1st. And you can do it in different posabilities where it's he's sitting upright, or you can have him down being like playful, ready to chase or get a bone or a squirrel. But $150 is still pretty expensive. So you really have to be a Dalmatian lover to want to get a set like this. Lego Marvel sets have been revealed for this summer, specifically Captain America versus Thanos, 104 pieces at $40. Yikes. Well, it's a 4+ set, but still yikes. And it's Thanos riding in like a gauntlet, Infinity Gauntlet style ship against Captain America, also in a spaceship, but I don't think Captain America ever went to space. Iron Man and War Machine versus Hammer Drones at 204 pieces at $23. Absolute trash. Come on, absolute trash. It's the Warhammer and Iron Man minifigures, great. The Hammer Drones look like some child put it together. They're way too big. They're not minifigure scale. Should have just made them minifigure scale instead and just created some like battle scene instead. But one of the worst Marvel sets I've ever seen. Avengers Endgame Thor versus the Chitauri at 373 pieces at $55. And it's just mostly minifigures. The Chitauri have like a bear creature to it, and I'm guessing this is from one of the scenes. I just can't remember them exactly. Peter Parker's apartment at 394 pieces at $55, and it has like a spider drone. I think that's Peter Parker and Mary Jane, I think, and then the Green Goblin. So, but the Green Goblin isn't green; it's the pumpkin head. It's orange, and there's a small apartment that looks like you can combine on different areas. Spider-Man versus Oscorp. It's 808 pieces at $140, and I thought we would get something a little bit bigger. It's more on the scale of what I was talking about for Peter Parker's apartment. Say that 10 times fast. It includes Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Miles Morales, Eddie Brock, Ghost Spider-Man, Norman Osborn, Kraven the Hunter, and Green Goblin. So that's a good collection of minifigures at least. And then Spider-Man versus Doc Ock subway train scene. 393 pieces at $55, including Spider-Man, Aunt May, J. Jonah Jameson, and Doc Ock. Perfect minifigure collection. And it's definitely a classic scene from a Spider-Man 2 movie. It's really cool. I remember the first one I had that this is kind of a remake, and I think that it's definitely going to be a purchase. And then Avengers Age of Ultron Quinjet at 1,131 pieces, $130, including Iron Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Quicksilver, and the Ultimate Ultron. It's nice continuing on the Quinjets that they like to do. It's far cleaner than the one that they came out with during the Ultron movie, and the minifigures look nice too. So that's Marvel for summer of 2025. Batman 2025, the Batmobile from Batman Forever. This has a small figure of Batman from that time period. It's 909 pieces and it'll cost $100. And it has the rib-like design. I think this is the first time we've seen it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. And it has some of the turquoisey blue features to it. It doesn't light up as far as I can tell, but very, very nice for any Batman fan and Batman Forever fan, which I don't know who that is because that was a very very shit movie. But the Batmobile has been done well to represent what we saw in the movie. The Bricklink Designer Program Series 5 finalists have finally had official images and prices released. The first one is The Adventure in Transylvania. It's $350 at 4,056 pieces, and it'll be released on November 1st. Really cool castle. A lot of people love this. I don't really care for all the castles that they put out, but this one I will definitely need to get. The Antique Shop. It's $150 at 1,918 pieces November 1st. And the Antique Shop is, it's kind of cute. It has the old style of like a classic cottage where you walk in and there's a bunch of different antique pieces to it and a couple minifigures. Mushroom Village, it's $210 at 2,436 pieces, and it's a continuation of Jonas Kram's kind of addition to having his mushroom style of housing to it, and it looks great, and it definitely is a continuation of his town, so I'll probably get that since I already had the first one. And then the Popcorn Wagon, it's $60 for 594 pieces, and it has a little street view where you have a little wagon, old school with the golden wheels, kind of what you'd be pulled by a horse and horse buggy style, and popcorn. And then the last one is the Thieves of Tortuga, $340 at 4,002 pieces, kind of interchangeable Pirate Bay from like an island in the Caribbean. So those will be available on November 1st, so likely to see the crowdfunding start in June, so get ready for those, and then you'll have your credit card charged in November. Last year's May the 4th event had some really cool bags that came with it. It was part of the Star Wars May the 4th event, where the Lego logo on the classic yellow bag was made in the Galactic Base Standard language instead of Lego. But unfortunately, once the event was over, the employees were told to throw it out. They were told to rip cut bags and throw them out once the day's event had ended. So just on the one day. And the employee was like, I understand these are paper and will degrade eventually, but reduce and reuse or are before recycle for a reason. They never needed to be wasted in the first place. And apparently they were also shipped from a Shanghai-based company for this specific event and then thrown out. I mean, I love the bag. I got one from a buddy of mine because my store didn't have them. So why would they just throw them out? Just continue to use them because people appreciate it. I do. I have one and kept it. People, we're Lego nerds. If you like that kind of stuff, you'll keep it. If not, you'll throw it out, but at least you gave it to somebody else. Lego's also revealed their Technic lineup. We've got the Too Fast, Too Furious Nissan Skyliner GTR, and it's going to cost $130, 1,410 pieces. That'll be August 1st. The Ferrari FXXK, 897 pieces, August 1st. The Ford Bronco, it's $55, 943 pieces. The Lamborghini Revoltro Super Sports Car at $160 and 1,135 pieces, and the Volvo EC500 Hybrid Excavator at $350 for 2,359 pieces. So that's they look cool. Technic is definitely continuing their expansion as the car lineup has become super popular and, well, not saturated, but definitely something integral to that. A new Wednesday set is also coming. This is the Black Dahlia flower. It's part of the continuation as Wednesday is going into its second season, and it's 359 pieces, and it has a kind of a greenhouse style to it, where the Black Dahlia, kind of the black, I don't know what kind of flower you call it, like peonies, is growing out of it, and you open it up, and it has the horticulture style to the area of it. But another Friends style set for Wednesday. Speed Champions sets for the summer also has been revealed. The Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, 390 pieces, and it's not bad. It does definitely look like the Hellcat itself. A little bit less detail than you'd expect. The front section looks just right, but the sides are kind of boring with just kind of a sticker to it. A Lamborghini Voltron and Lamborghini Huracan STO, 607 pieces, and the lights kind of look boring. It does have a similar style to what we've seen in a Huracan, but okay. And the Porsche 911 GTS RS at 348 pieces. This looks like total crap. I like they just kind of threw this together. The inlets for the engine section looks just kind of thrown on there instead of having some angle sections to it. So the Bugatti Centro di Sisi is 291 pieces, and it has mostly stickers to it, but it does have the standard shape of the Bugatti. And I was talking with someone online today that this is definitely a disappointment or kind of change from the Speed Champions lineup, as it doesn't have as much detail as you'd expect, but they I guess they're trying, but they definitely put a lot of their effort into the F1 Championships Lego sets instead of these. So I guess you win some, you lose some. Sonic the Hedgehog sets have also been revealed. The Knuckles versus Dr. Eggman Egg Crusher mech is 350 pieces and include Knuckles and Dr. Eggman. So the Knuckles minifigure, and then it's kind of a robot mech that is Dr. Eggman for that set. Team Sonic Command Truck, 747 pieces. Burrowbot Caterpillar, Metal Sonic, and Tails. It's kind of the vans that you've seen where you can lift open in this section, and it has a little play game area up top, some speakers, a kitchen area, very much focused on the play side of what Sonic is, but Metal Sonic looks pretty cool. Summer creator sets. A new animal, the beautiful horse. It's 385 pieces, and it looks just like a horse. It's a 3-in-1 build where you can build this, a grizzly bear or a deer. A haunted mansion at 736 pieces, and it looks like the old school haunted mansion that we had quite some time ago. And this is a 3-in-1 where you can do a ghost train or a ghost pirate ship as well. Medieval Horse Knight's Castle, 1,371 pieces. It's the classic gray style castle. There is a small section up top that has like the cross beams to it, and there's some jousters that are in the front of the castle. It's a 3-in-1 set as well, where you can build a small medieval village or kind of just a tourney entryway where the king and queen will watch as they do the jousting. Tropical toucan, 225 pieces. The toucan has some beautiful coloring to the beak where it has like the very light green turquoise to it. And it's eating a little piece of watermelon. Being a 3-in-1, it has a little fish you can build or a butterfly with a flower. Retro telephone, 383 pieces. It's got the old corded telephone for people that don't know, rotary telephone as well. 3-in-1, you can build now. Instead, if you don't want to build that, you can build the next kind of phone up, which is the brick phone, cell phone, or a flip phone slash regular keyed phone. So still retro, all that, but a little different. Unicorn Castle, 390 pieces, and this has 3 different horses that are unicorns, which is pretty cool. I'm interested to see this one because a lot of people love unicorns. This castle, 3-in-1, where you can build kind of a landscape style of castle, kind of small, and then a unicorn ship, because who wouldn't need unicorn ships once these unicorns can't fly, because they do have wings. Who knows? Maybe they need a break. And then advent calendars have been revealed. The first one is super interesting, the Minecraft advent calendar. It's the first time we're getting one, and they've got a bunch of different characters and different tools that you can build, and even minis of the different scenes that you can build. But one of the villagers is in a Christmas outfit, which is pretty funny. Friends is getting their advent calendar, and this one focuses on more of the home style, where they've got sleeping bags and the fireplace, and of course the Christmas tree. Disney Advent Calendar has focus on Elsa, Anna, Sven, all Frozen. The City Advent Calendar is classic, mostly minifigures with a Christmas tree, a polar bear, and a lot of toys. Star Wars is droid focused this year, where they've got a couple different droids. I think only one, the R2-D2, is in like a green and red and white styling to him, and then a Jawa has a Star Wars knitted sweater to it. It's not my favorite. I think last year's was pretty good compared to this. And the Harry Potter Advent Calendar has mostly creatures. We've got like the creature book. We've got a mandrake. There's the love potion. And they even do like the spider and Patronus. So that's a little bit better than they've done before. But a lot of Advent calendars coming this year. And they'll probably sell out. So make sure to get those once they roll around. And Mattel is finally revealing their new competitive brick shop against Lego, and it's focused on Hot Wheels, where they've got a bunch of different cars that they're doing, specifically like a Cadillac, a Project GTP hypercar, and a couple others. And they have some specific details to it that I think people will be really interested in, such as they come with a specific Hot Wheels cars, and even metal hubcaps and rubberized wheels. And on the underside, they have the classic little stamp that you see on a Hot Wheels car that shows like what specifically they are. And they're relatively reasonable. The biggest one is the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, which was a classic car in this really cool blue style to it. The bricks are definitely interesting to play around with. They have a lot of key, like specific molds for each car instead of using an entire system that Lego does. Sorry, and that one's only a $200 price in there. They come with like I said, a small version of it in actual Hot Wheels that are collectible and only available in those sets. And I saw these when I was at the toy fair this year, and I was impressed. I'm not sure how they'll do. They're going to have to definitely market it and show that the price is worth it compared to Lego. And with the Speed Champion series the way it is, they're definitely making a case for it. And that's all the breaking news we have this week. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into this week's podcast. I really appreciate all of your support, and I really hope you learned a lot, as a lot of things are coming. Lego, was saying, hey, it's May the 4th. Let's celebrate that. But actually, JK, we're just going to reveal all these other sets. And I know this is a long podcast, but I hope you learned a lot of these. And I'll be posting a shorter video style of it on YouTube so that you can really get engaged on what specifically just was revealed. But make sure to subscribe to the podcast as well as the YouTube channel. Let's talk about our first set to review. This is Chopper. This is C110P Astromech Droid. Set 75416. It's 10 plus set of 1,039 pieces and come at 650 insiders points, but it'll double because it's May the 4th and it's cost of $100. It is not rated yet because, it's brand new and people haven't decided if they'll rate it yet. See if they build it today. Now, Chopper is iconic from Star Wars Rebels, the animated show, and they've introduced it into Ahsoka and the live action now. And he's a crazy murderer. I mean, he laughs and kills hundreds of stormtroopers, and that's why we all love him. He has a very quirky personality. And it comes with a display plaque kind of talking about his breakdown of, Chopper, and it comes with a minifigure scale of the droid Chopper. Now, he has two main wheel systems, but then in the bottom, he'll drop out a little circular wheel system, similar to R2-D2, but I think a little less clean, I guess would be a good word. Chopper's head is not a completely circle. It kind of has a hexagonal shape to it. And he has two little arms that pop out that he uses, which adds to the animation of him. And some other fun features is his head not only, it doesn't spin, but it shifts up and down, which is kind of how he talks. He doesn't spin it around like R2-D2. I'm making a lot of comparisons to that because that's most of the droids that we know. And its scale, it's not super big, but it's to scale with the other droids, right about R2-D2 scale, maybe a bit smaller to him. But if you're a Star Wars Rebel fan, this is a great set, and Ahsoka as well. There's so many fun features to him to kind of give that active play to him. And at a 10 plus set, that means a bunch of kids can play it with it as well. So very cool. You can order that in the description so that you can help support the channel. Now, our next set review is the TIE Avenger. The TIE Avenger is built by Edge of Bricks, and this ship is iconic from the latest of the TV series Andor. It was also from canon where it was in video games, but this is the first time we're seeing it actually being used. And the difference with the TIE Avenger is it has a different structure. It's very much like an advanced or a TIE Interceptor, longer fins on either side. But it is more of a troop carrier. It does have like 4 or 5 seats inside, and it has rocket systems, a really interesting laser on the bottom. If you haven't seen the show, highly recommend it. And it also was an inspiration for Kylo Ren's advanced TIE fighter. So it's beautifully done. It has a lot of the details that we saw in the show. And of course, having it at this scale, it's at a similar scale to what we saw for a minifigure scale TIE fighter. It is 1,088 pieces, and the instruction will cost you €10. I think it's a good price set for something like this. So if you love the ship from Andor, it was in the first episode, and from the video game, this is a fun build to have to put alongside your other different TIE fighters. All right, everyone, that's all I have. Thank you for tuning in for this long podcast. I appreciate all of your support, and I hope that you learned a lot from this week's Breaking News podcast. All right, I'll leave you as I always do. Get creative, get out there, and go build something.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.